Hey there, gastric balloon friends. It's me, Lindsay. Hi there. So, I apologize that I sound awful. I'm getting over laryngitis. Good times. Anyway, so I'm not real sure where this video is gonna go, but I wanted to make a video because I figure I don't know. I have wisdom to impart. Okay. So anyway, so we are entering a season. It's my most hated season. And anyway, so I wanted to sort of talk about why some of us, and why I in particular, couldn't lose weight without a gastric balloon. And I apologize that I am doing this already because it sucks. Anyway, okay, anyway, so I'm going to try to make this quick and dirty. Anyway, so I always had, like really bad self-image issues. I mean, from the time I was, who cares? I mean, like young. But, it was never something that I felt really, couldn't be controlled to a degree with medication and therapy. Anyway, doesn't matter. So yes. So if you could, if you look at my channel name, it's Balloon Boy Mom. So I'm clearly the mom of boys. I have 3. I have my oldest, who is 6, my middle son, who turned 4 yesterday, and my youngest will be turning 2 in a couple weeks. Anyway, so yes, you might be thinking to yourself, why in God's name, if your son's birthday was yesterday, is this your most hated season? And this is why. So after my first son was born, and his pregnancy wasn't, interesting or, cool or anything. And, so after he was born, I snapped back like real fast. And, that was fine. Great. Within a year, I was wearing a bikini and not looking like shit. So, it was fine. And then we started trying for our second and got pregnant pretty quick, and went in for, the first ultrasound. I was super excited because I didn't like kids before I had kids. I mean, I was that guy. I didn't know I loved kids until I had them. So I was super duper excited, and went in at the, I don't know, 8-week mark or something. And they couldn't really do a whole lot because it was right around the holidays and people were sick and whatever. So they told me to come back because, the ultrasound looked a little weird. And I was like, okay, whatever. Who cares? So I just came back. And so I came back at like 11 or 12 weeks, somewhere in there. And turns out that I was pregnant with twins. And something went wrong, and it was not a viable pregnancy. So I lost that first pregnancy at about 12 weeks. And that sucked. It was horrible. But they told me it was bad luck. So, yeah, whatever. So we, you just move on. What else can you do? And yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible. But you just, keep moving. Anyway. So then got pregnant again. Chemical pregnancy, whatever. Move on. Then we got pregnant again. So I go in, and at this point I was totally like a total freak, and went in at 6 weeks, and lo and behold, pregnant with twins. And it was amazing. And I went back every other week, and everything was great. It was great. Monodi twin girls. Identical twin girls. And God, I wanted them. I wanted them so bad. But I didn't know that I had a blood clotting disorder. And when I went in for just like a routine scan, they had died. And it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. And I was so angry. I was so angry. And all of that anger and all of that sadness and all of that shit, it went in. And it got worse and it got worse and I hated myself. And I still do. I still do. Because my body had killed them. And I hated myself. It was the worst thing that has ever happened to me. And I'm sorry, I look like shit and I just don't even care. Because people, they ask me, they're like, why did you need a gastric balloon to lose weight? And I didn't even realize that I was trying to punish myself, maybe. That I hated myself so much that I just didn't care anymore about my physical well-being. I just didn't care. Anyway, so we figured it out. We figured out the blood clotting disorder. Went on to have a healthy baby boy. And it was amazing. And that was my middle son, whose birthday was yesterday. He's our rainbow baby. And then, a couple months later, hello, we were pregnant again. It was surprising. Anyway, go in for the ultrasounds because, I was high risk. Lo and behold, another set of twins. And it was like they were trying to get back to me. Does that make sense? Probably not. I don't know. And I was so happy that I was going to get them back. In some grace of God, they were coming back. Well, only as we continued to go to ultrasounds, one just wasn't developing right. And so that baby died. And I hated myself again. And then my youngest, seriously, is the love of our lives. It's stupid how much we love that baby. But I couldn't get past how it had happened again. How I lost him again and it was my fault. And then I just kept getting fatter and fatter and fatter. And it just, no matter what I did, it wouldn't stop. And I couldn't, it was getting out of control. And it took me having a surgical procedure to, number one, figure out why, even, with therapy and shit, I couldn't figure it out. I was like, why am I doing this to myself? And it was finally figured it out. There you go. So a lot of people, they ask me, they're like, I guess willpower or something works for some people, but for other people, something so out of your control, or if something happens and it's not even like you don't care, because of course I care. I've got 3 healthy boys and I love them. God, I love them. But there will always be this hole. And it hurts so bad. And I'm losing an eyelash. Anyway. So maybe you gotta find a way to figure out what the hell is eating you alive. That's what was eating me alive. And it still does. And it still sucks. And I'm still working on it. I'm disgusting. Shit. Sorry for the swears. This is longer than I had anticipated. I don't even know if I'll post this, but whatever. Thanks. Don't make fun of me. Okay. Bye.